All right, so they're making reworks for a lot of these companions, and some of them have been pretty interesting, like the bear companions. Some of them have gotten some extra epics and stuff. Particularly Larn has gotten like Veil of Armor, and I think they gave like some new ability to Dead Mike, which this player right here is testing out. Yultra got an update, Eep got an update, and I think the whole set of Troggy pack companions got an update as well. You know, a lot of exciting stuff. But I think really the fundamental thing that needs to change are some of the combat concepts we got, like range and movement. You can cross the board in 2 turns. I think this is why everyone plays Buccaneer, is because it's a unit with some toughness. It can get in close and it can chain you to death, okay? Why would you even play range? Range is not a huge advantage. You can cross this board, once again, you can cross this board in like 1 turn, especially if you have Vicious Charge or its variant powers. So the battle board needs to double in size. I wouldn't even mind if it quadrupled in size, but at the very least, like times it by 0.5. Make it just even a little bit bigger, and it would make it infinitely better. Okay? Maybe expand the width of it too. I would highly recommend that. Witch Doctors, they could specialize in long range, particularly abilities. Because why wouldn't you play Musketeer instead of Witch Doctor if you want to play range right now? Bombs do more damage, and they leave behind traps afterwards. So why would you try to use Mojo Storm? Think about it. It makes no sense. For melee units, maybe have some of your support units in the back, and maybe they'd be given abilities where they could extend their range temporarily. That way you could, have like testudo type of formations and stuff like that. I think it would bring some depth, maybe some bad wars, some pike and shot type of stuff. Um, it can make the game a whole lot more interesting. It can make certain companions more viable in different situations as opposed to simply buffing and debuffing companions to make them more viable in different situations. That way, companions would be used more and it wouldn't make them overpowered. It wouldn't break the game. It would just, okay, this companion's good for a 4v4. This companion's good in duels. This companion's good on small maps. This companion's good on large maps. That's all it would be. This companion is good for countering buccaneers. This unit's good for countering swashbucklers. Instead of this companion is so much more powerful than that companion, which is currently where we are right now. It's just a matter of balancing the companion powers as opposed to making them specialize in different situations, which is really where I prefer the game to be. Um, Now, once again, if you do increase the range of some of the melee companions, like I'm saying, companions obviously have an extended reach, like Monkeys and Explorer and Eagle Hoplite, which currently they suck. Okay, they do, no doubt about that. Um, what we also need to do is extend the range of some of the melee, or not melee, range units like Witch Doctors and Musketeers. Make the Musketeers, better for mid range. Make the Witch Doctors better for long range. That's really what needs to happen. But once again, the battle board needs to expand. I would say times 4. Like I would not complain if it were. At least maybe double the size. Make it maybe half times half, 1.5 times what it is right now. At the very least, do something to spice things up, as opposed to just buffing and debuffing companions. Um, don't get me wrong, some of the powers that they've added to these companions have certainly been interesting. But the battle board, the range, and the movement system, it needs a look at as well. Okay, that would change a lot of things, not just the companions, but it makes some companions more viable than others in different situations, as opposed to buffing and debuffing. So at any rate, I've been ranting pretty long already. Um, Man, I could draw this out for another 5 minutes, but I mean, I would just be repeating the same points. I'm pretty passionate about this. The game needs to change fundamentally, while still keeping its unique characteristics, and I think that range and movement is the way to go about that. Please feel free to comment. Um, all that good stuff. And I will see y'all in another video or stream.